Hello and blessed greetings. You are tuned to the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, where we stand for God's truth, not man's traditions, and we bring you straight Bible truth for these last days. The WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast is a virtual outreach ministry of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. We are outreach driven. This is your host, Pastor Vince, and I'm here with you for a new program here on the podcast. It's called Marriage Moment, and from time to time, we will profile a biblically married couple in the Bible. We at Sacrificial Lamb Ministries believe in God's true biblical marriage between one man and one woman, and we want to feature a biblically married couple here in this program called Marriage Moment. Did you know that there are two institutions that were established in the Garden of Eden that are currently under attack? One is God's true biblical Sabbath. Many of us know that. But did you also know that God's true biblical marriage is under attack? And I think you know that as well. So the two institutions of Eden that are currently under attack are our marriage and the Sabbath. This episode, we will speak about Jacob and Rachel. And I want to also let you know that what I'm sharing with you can be found in what's called the Couples Bible. You may want to pick this up. It's called the Couples Bible. It's published by a company called Safe Felice. I'll spell the name. S as in Sam, A, F as in Frank, E, L as in Larry, I, Z as in Zebra. Safe Felice. And again, it's called the Couples Bible. So let's take a look at the life of Jacob and Rachel. The story of Jacob and Rachel illustrates the painful consequences of a man having two wives. Due to a set of special circumstances and because of the customs of a particular culture, a desire for material gain and family jealousies, Jacob found himself married to two women. Now, despite being in love with the beautiful Rachel, as accounted in Genesis 29, 17 through 22, Jacob found himself also married to Leah, and there was nothing he could do about that. Thus, quote, his life was embittered by the rivalry between the sister wives, end quote. And that's taken from Ellen G. White, Patriarchs and Prophets, page 187. A polygamous marriage is always dysfunctional. So it's no surprise that this one interfered with what should have been the perfect love between Jacob and Rachel. Instead, it created a natural tension between Leah and Rachel, which was only made worse by the fact that Leah gave birth to multiple children, and Rachel was not able to become pregnant. The tension was further increased when Rachel took out her frustration on her husband, declaring, quote, "Give me children or else I die," from Genesis 30:1. Now, this was certain to have caused him even more suffering, making it impossible for there to be peace in that household. In a way, Leah got her revenge for being the undesired wife by having so many children whose love made up for the love that Jacob was not able to give to her. Rachel was finally able to have her own child, who would grow up to become Joseph, the great patriarch, and then she died while giving birth to Benjamin, her second son. Although she enjoyed Jacob's love during her short life, it is not surprising that the matriarch, Rachel, would become, to the people of Israel, the paradigm of suffering of the unfulfilled wife and mother. And you may also read Jeremiah 31:15. So God knew what he was doing by instituting marriage as the permanent union of just one man and one woman who are called to be one flesh, as it says in Genesis 2:24. So friends, we understand that in marriage, there are going to be some rough times. There are going to be some trials and tribulations. But the point here is to emphasize the fact that God created this institution between one man and one woman. And we've just taken a look at, in this episode, the life of Jacob and Rachel. The next time we meet here on Marriage Moment, we will highlight another biblically married couple in the Bible. I pray that this was a blessing to you, and I encourage you to continue studying God's Word as it pertains to marriage. Until we meet again next time, this has been your host, Pastor Vince, here on the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast, where we stand for God's truth, not man's traditions, and we bring you straight Bible truth for these last days. The WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast is a virtual outreach ministry of Sacrificial Lamb Ministries. We are outreach driven. Be blessed, take care, and by God's grace, we'll come back together next time for the Marriage Moment here on the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast.